United are penetrating them with real purpose, it has to be said. Fulham just need to get hold of this at the moment. Here's Sasa Lukic now. The Serbian has to roll it all the way back to his goalkeeper, Bert Leno, and Fulham can start again. Here is Joachim Andersen. Just need to cool things down, I think, Marco Silva's side at the moment. It's been relentless from Manchester United in these opening 4 minutes or 5 minutes or so. Iwobi has to go back to Calvin Bassey for Fulham, who's in a central position, more neutral position, fair to say. He can play left well. That's where he's playing at the moment, on the left-hand side. He was booked in the draw last week at Brighton, the former Ajax and Rangers man. Threads the ball out to Anderson. Fulham have it in the middle of the park now. It was Iwobi who's picked it up very deep for Port. Has to go back to Tete. Joshua King wants a bit of that on the halfway line, but in the end Fulham are forced all their goalkeeper. Last weekend they managed to notch last gasp equaliser. We'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, Calvin Bassey is having Chris Kavanagh, the referee, there. Not quite sure what is happening. I can only think something to do. Well, Calvin Bassey's walking off the touchline now on that far left-hand side, so I can only assume it must have been a knock, and he's gone off the field and he's come on too early. That's how it seems to me, but he's gone back off the field now, so Fulham do have temporarily 10 players, but it won't be long before he's put back on. I wouldn't have thought, but he's still on the touchline at the moment, Calvin Bassey. So United could take advantage here if they require to do so. There's the ball over the top from Bruno Fernandes, and in the end, it's going to go from right to left, Fulham from left to right. Down the line, but it's in the end. Lukic, but hook clear and over the top. Lovely ball that is from Casemiro. Finds out. This is good at play. Manchester United. Bumo, he's got Ahmed down the right. If he ambition of the board and the signings of the likes of Cunha, and it was certainly switched his mind around. So as he did, didn't he, on the final day, that he wasn't going anywhere. But you can never know with football, can you? One player can say they're going, and then the next minute an agent can say they're not. It all changes in a flash of a moment, doesn't it? But Bruno Fernandes is still a Manchester United player. 30 years of age now, of course. But here come Fulham on a rare attack down the right-hand side. Timothy Castagna has to go all the way back to Joachim Andersen. He's under pressure there by Cunha. Man signed from Wolverhampton Wanderers in the summer. Brazilian striker. Scored 29 league goals in his 3 seasons for the Molineux men. Hasn't yet got one off the mark in competitive stages for Manchester United, but of course they haven't been able to get off the mark at all yet, have they? Currently in over 100 minutes of football, but very early stages here. Here is Joachim Andersen for Fulham. Diagonal left foot punt over to the right hand side. Looking for Castagna, he's not going to keep that in though. And that will go out for a throw in to Manchester United and just give them a little bit of leadway and take the throw. Well, Fulham have so far endured a lacklustre summer transfer window, haven't they? No new signings to note for senior personnel, which is quite incredible really. Marco Silva was saying in the week they have been trying. You can sense a little bit frustration though, can't you? Here's an opportunity, Fulham could be in here. Great chance, oh, Baindir comes out and denies Sessegnon. Well, that was a lovely side roll pass down the left side of the area. And Ryan Sessegnon was in, but out come Baindir in a flash. On the edge of, well, just inside the penalty area with his legs and save with his legs. It was never really a convincing chance for Ryan Sessegnon, but here is Bassi. High ball into the box, but that's easy pickings for Baindir to collect. But what an opportunity. Well, they'll certainly look at that. It was Calvin Bassi who slid the ball. It was a lovely side roll pass through 2 United defenders. In went Sessegnon. He tried with the outside of his right boot just to poke it into the far corner. But what a save. That's a great save from Baindir with his left foot. Just sticks out a left foot and denies the man. Otherwise, it could certainly have been a vote. And Baindir, the Turkish goalkeeper, will just take his time and thump the ball right-footed over the halfway line. It will go. There's a chance here for United. Oh, Cunha at the other end. Well, from one end to another. It's a great stop from Bernard Leno in the Fulham goal. Well, talk about route one. That was route one from United. It was a long punt from Baindir. It went all the way over the Fulham defence. Cunha took the ball down by the penalty spot, struck it with his left foot, but it's parried away by Leno and behind for a corner. So Manchester United will have a corner from this right-hand side. What can they make of this? Brian Mbeumo, the former Brentford man, another summer signing, of course, with the left foot, will take it. In swinging delivery, in it goes. It's a poor one. Anderson clears it away at the near post. Back to Mbeumo, who's offside. The flag is up. And that will give Fulham a little bit of relief, because you have to say, every time Manchester United get that ball in the Fulham defensive line, they are causing real problems. And that, well, talk about route one. That's what it was. Cunha, give him credit. He gave Anderson the little shove, but nothing doing really. It was just a bit of out-strengthening the Danish defender. And then took the ball under control. His left foot shot was denied by Bernd Leno and tipped behind for a corner. But what an opportunity again. Well, what a game we have to say, isn't it? In these early stages or so, we've hit the quarter of an hour mark here at Craven Cottage. You're listening to live audio match commentary, and here come Fulham. Sessegnon into the penalty area down the left-hand side, and he might have got himself a corner. He has. Good defending there and tracking back from Ahmad. Certainly helping out his Manchester United teammates, and he had to do that as well. Well, he's not normally one for tracking back, is he? He's more of a attacking winger, but he was certainly doing his defensive duty there. Was Amad Diallo, and he puts the ball behind for a corner to Fulham, which Sasa Lukic will go over and take. Just seeing it again. Sessegnon, left side of the area, he was certainly in there, but that's a great challenge from Amadou. He goes, Bassey! Oh, it's wide. A free header from Calvin Bassey. He wanted a corner for that, but I don't think he was ever going to get that, really. But the corner from Sasa Lukic curled in right-footed, and Bassey gets up ahead of Dorku, beats him in the area, and he's got to do better than that. In fact, I think Dorku does really well, actually, looking at that. And it flicks off his... flicks off his head, then it flicks off Bassey's head and goes behind for a goal kick. So give Dorku the credit there. That really was good defending, because he certainly put Bassey off. But as I say, this game really has been a credit to watch from both sets of teams. They're really having a go at one another, and that's what you like to see in football, isn't it? And Bayendia and Leno have been, without doubt, the busiest two players on the field, making saves for each of their sides. We've played 17.5 minutes here at Craven. Fulham 0, Manchester United 0. You're listening to live audio match commentary. Very good afternoon. If you have just tuned in, we will bring you up to date with the other Premier League scores which have already taken place this afternoon. It finished Crystal Palace 1, Nottingham Forest 1, and Everton 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. So those are the scores earlier on from this afternoon. It is goalless here at Craven Cottage. How? I don't quite know, but it is at the moment. As Luke Shaw, playing on the left side of the central defence, of course, seems to be his newly positioned now. Tries to clear the ball away. In the end, the ball goes back to Bayendia, who can hook the ball out for a Fulham throw-in here on this near side. Just 10 yards inside the Manchester United half, but in the end it's going to be recycled all the way to the German goalkeeper Bernd Leno. Here is Kenny Tete. Rodrigo Muniz does well, holds it up. Feeds out Castagna on this right-hand side. It's a good sliding tackle by Luke Shaw, though, but they've taken quickly. Here is Lukic. You win a corner for that. De Ligt had to be on hand to stop the cross from Sasa Lukic from the right-hand side. And that will be a corner to Fulham. And the Serbian, I dare say, will be the man who goes over and takes it. Well, he was booked 12 times last season in the Premier League, Sasa Lukic. Incredible number of yellow cards. I'm sure he'll be certainly hoping that he can maybe get involved with some goal involvements instead of getting booked. And here he is again, Lukic. And it goes at the near post, cleared away. He's going to come back to him again. Right-footed cross into the box. The heads are up there. Mount just about volleys it clear. Could have gone anywhere there. United get rid of the danger. And the ball is bouncing about, and it's found Castagna on this right-hand side, who tried a little 1-2 with Kenny Tete there, but United come away with the ball. Here is outside the right foot. He's gone down, and that will be a free kick to Manchester United. Well, certainly Mason Mount has had his injury problem as well, hasn't he? Have to feel for the England, former England man now. He doesn't seem to be getting in the England squad these days, of course, since he's moved from Chelsea. Now, he looked the next best thing, didn't he? Looking to make it past the 17th league appearance mark, Mason Mount, because that's the most he's played in his 2 full seasons at Manchester United. As Fulham will regain possession on this left-hand side. Ryan Sessegnon. Lovely clip cross from Awobi. Goes, but it's caught well. By Bayendier. Manchester United goalkeeper rolls it out. Here is Mateus Cunha. Back into the feet of Dorku. Dorku has to roll it back to his left-sided centre-half, Luke Shaw. Who caught the hero on that night, couldn't he, when England took the lead in the Euro 2020 final against Italy. It wasn't to be. Here is Matthijs de Ligt now for Manchester United. Out to the right, hit will go to Lenny Yoro. Yoro back to de Ligt. He's playing the ball around very nicely, Manchester United. Fulham trying to press intense. Well, we have 21 minutes. Here is Bruno Fernandes, recycles the ball, still goalless. You have just tuned in. You are listening to live audio commentary. Ahmad down to Mbeumo. Looking to take on Bassi there. They're in a battle, the two, right on that far touch line, just 10 yards from the corner flag, and then Mbeumo wins a throw-in for Manchester United, which they will look to take pretty quickly, you would think. Mateus Cunha wants the ball, but I think it's going to go out for, and it has, it's gone out for a throw-in. A waste there, so Fulham have got the throw. Ball is hooked, it back. Is he going to bounce for Mbeumo? He's looking to bring it down inside the Fulham penalty area, but Calvin Bassey again using his strength. He's a big man, isn't he, Calvin? You wouldn't want to dart 9 out, do you? Certainly knows he's a very strong lad. And like I say, he's a football field either. Here is Mateus Cunha. Now Luke Shaw coming forward as well, holds the ball up very comfortably, finds Bruno Fernandes. Shaw again, out to Casemiro for Manchester United. Casemiro back to Matthijs de Ligt. De Ligt now looking for support. United just knocking the ball around, trying to find some kind of final pass. Well, they've certainly been doing that in the opening stages. They're frantic, really, it's fair to say. The opportunities they created. Mateus Cunha has had a couple of really decent chances, which Bernd Leno has denied him. As at the other end, Fulham, Ryan Sessegnon was very close to giving Fulham the lead, but again, it was the goalkeeper's Bayendier this time for Manchester United who denied him. All square. Here is and rolling the ball across to in the centre of that Manchester United last season in his first campaign since signing from Bayern. He's making that position his own though now, isn't he? The centre back. Here is for Fulham. Just teasing Brian Mbeumo, waiting for him to come to it, but gets the ball Calvin Bassey. Mbeumo then chases Bassey, but Bassey does well. Finds Woe, clips the ball over the back of the United defence, but that's a good, decent ball out from Iwobi to the right hand side to Castagna into the middle of the park to